We'll let Coach make an opening statement, and then we'll take questions.
It was a hard-fought game. Had the game up 3 with the ball with, I think, 8 seconds to go. Felt like KD got pushed out of bounds. Obviously, they gave the ball to UCF. They wouldn't have made it 3, and the rest is history.
Questions?
You guys got off to a 16-0 run in the second half. What were some of the adjustments that you guys made to get off that quick of a start?
We switched every pick and roll that they were running. We kind of shored some things up in that area. We rebounded and we scored. We did everything in every facet. We did it great for that little time period and pushed the lead out.
What do you say about the way UCF fought back, being down that much?
Yeah, it says a lot about them because they were undermanned. We've been there before, and they just kept plugging away and plugging away. And Horton and Kelly, Suggs, guys just wouldn't let them lose. And Taylor being a freshman, he did a great job as well. But then you come off the bench, and P.J. Edwards goes 3 for 6, and has 8 big points. So you got to tip your hat to them. They're hungry, and they're playing well.
Was there one turning point in the game, like one thing you can point to that made the difference?
Well, I think that I've watched this for 17 games now. The reigning MVP comes down on the sideline right in front of me, up 3 with 7 seconds to go, to put the pressure to win the game. To me, that's the turning point. You don't make that call for us. You make the call to give them the ball, and that's the turning point in the game.
Kendrick Davis with 42 points. Can you just speak about his performance?
Yeah, great performance. 21 for 23. Didn't shoot the 3 well. 10 for 23 from the field. 42. Tried to put us on his back. It just wasn't enough. I mean, he's a fighter, has a huge heart, and is always going to give us an opportunity to win.
UCF got you on the 3-pointers there, 16 for UCF, 6 for you. What do you think your team needs to work on as far as 3-point defense, and how much of that?
Yeah, we're just not getting enough clean looks, and when we do get our clean looks, we're not making them. That's the biggest challenge. We shoot more than anybody in the country, I promise you. We get a lot of shots, so guys just got to make them.
What are some of the things you're telling your guys in those 2 overtimes as the game is really sort of getting kind of where everybody's getting, I'm sure, really fatigued and everything?
Yep. Yeah, that you got to get stops. We didn't do that well in either overtime, to me. We didn't get enough stops, and then we didn't make our layups. We didn't get to the free throw line, I don't think, Kendrick was the only one that got to the foul line. So, we didn't make enough defensive stops to bring the game home.
Coach, how much do you think foul trouble affected your team? Saw 2 of your players got fouled out.
Well, we're 0-5 when DeAndre Williams fouls out, and he was in foul trouble in the first half. It's your second best player on your team. Shot 3 for 11, and was in foul trouble. Ended up playing 31 minutes, but missed a lot of time in the first half.
Any update on Alex?
Alex looks bad right now. That didn't look well to me when he pulled up, because he was running full speed, and he always overexerts himself because he has the ankle injuries and the calf injury, and now something else went out. So I just feel bad for him because, this last year he wanted to stay healthy.
Penny, I know it's a tough loss no matter how you cut it, but is it even tougher given that unsuspecting heroes like Elijah McCadden and Chiante Kennedy were the guys who sparked that run?
Yeah,
Best games of their season.
I don't want to take anything away from what Elijah or Chiante did, because they contributed very well tonight. When you don't get a win, it kind of, it really spoils that. We're happy that they played that way, and hopefully they continue to, especially with Alex going down. And I'm proud of both of those guys because they stepped up to the challenge.
How much did the crowd end up playing into a factor here today?
I think a lot for them, because momentum is everything. When they hit a couple shots, the crowd got louder, and they fed off that energy.
This felt like a game that could have been one of those that kind of got you back on track a little bit. Is that how you feel walking off the...
Yeah, we needed this game. We needed this game. We were 1-3 on the road. We needed to prove something to ourselves. And we said that we needed to come in here no matter who was playing and get a win. We did not know that Durr wasn't going to play. We weren't sure if Johnson was going to play, so we didn't know. We just came in with that focus to come in here and win because we knew we needed this game really badly.
So then what do you say now? to the guys to keep them, you know, to try and get it back on the.
Well, we even though it was double overtime, we gave up 107 points. Until we get the teams in the 60s, low 60s every game, 50s, low 60s, then you're not going to win. We got to do better defensively.
Anything besides, you know, the obvious stuff that's encouraging besides Kendrick, besides?
I mean, we're scoring enough points, so that's very encouraging. The rebounding matchup, we lost that again tonight, which hurts because nobody's really rebounding the basketball. And defensive stop and giving up 17 offensive rebounds, and then you go to double overtime. That says it right there. You got to defend, you got to rebound. That's the end of the defensive segment, is to rebound the ball. So we're not doing that. Until we do that, it's going to be hard to win on the road against good teams, against any team.
Last time you, after their last game, one of UCF players mentioned that this game could be a game that really defines their position in the conference. Now that we have that the game has happened the way it has, how would you say UCF has defined its position in the ACC?
Yeah, they did. They've done really well because they were undermanned. They didn't have their starting point guard. They didn't have their starting center, and they still next man up. So that, you know, that lets them know that they're heading in the right direction. You know, and they're playing really good basketball.
As things were getting really thin there late with guys fouling out and going down, what was your sort of strategy with how you subbed and what you went with there at the end?
Well, they were all guards, you know, so I had to go small. Couldn't put KO back. Really couldn't have Chandler on the floor for a while until the end. And after KO had gone for a while, I thought Chandler's, understanding of the game would be better at that point. And, that's, we're injury riddled just like they are. And we got into foul trouble, man. We just have to be able to defend without fouling. We almost had to play with 4 guys at one. Seemed like at one point.
2 more.
What's the strategy you guys need to implement in your next game against Temple?
Physicality, win the rebounding game, and try to hold them to a certain number. I mean, you can't let teams score in the 80s, 90s, and 100s and think you're going to win. You're going on the road. You got to do things much cleaner than you do at home. You get a chance to, make some mistakes at home. On the road, you can't make those mistakes. And the biggest thing is you have to defend.
Penny, you talked about kind of the vibe, right? Lack of better terms, being off the past 2 weeks. What did it take to kind of get that back on track and, have what was on display tonight? It's going to take those guys in the locker room to just draw the line in the sand and say enough is enough. It is. We're well prepared. All we need to do is bring energy, and we're not bringing energy if we get down 19-6. We got it back in there, but we always have to fight back from so far on the road, and it's not a good feeling. And the guys in the locker room, what it's going to take is those guys to get tired and draw the line in the sand.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, no problem.